So what's up, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. It's that time of year, that festive period. Anyways, I know you guys are here for that. You guys are here to learn how to create super realistic AI images. All the images that I've been posting on my story, images like this, just super realistic AI images. And I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna break down my stack. I'm gonna let you guys know how I do it. So just give me a second. First and foremost, you guys are gonna have to learn JSON prompting. I'll break that down in a bit. But before that, you guys are gonna need a Grok account. If you don't already have one, make a Grok account. Get a Pinterest account, a Gemini account, a ChatGPT premium account. That's the upscale images. Not necessary, but I like to do that. And get a VPN for better results. The reason you need a Grok account is because Grok, which is basically X, or X is how do I even describe it? It's basically like ChatGPT for trained on trained on data from Twitter, right? Trained on a lot of data, trained on a lot of JSON prompts, and I find it really good. I find it to be a really good tool in creating prompts. I can also push certain, what's the word, limits that ChatGPT can't. Is why I really like Grok. Pinterest, you need Pinterest for inspiration. That's why I get my inspiration from when I'm creating all of these hyper realistic images. You need Gemini, obviously, for the generative part of it to actually generate these images. And you don't necessarily need a VPN if you live in the States. But if you live outside of the States, if you live in Europe or Africa or anywhere else, definitely invest in VPN. I use NordVPN and I use another VPN on my phone. I think it's called Super VPN as well. But it makes a world of a difference. So essentially, things that will normally limit you. Oh, bro, I'm English, man. Anyways, let's get started. Let me just take you through it. So we're just gonna go ahead and actually look for inspiration. That's the first part. So we're gonna head over to Pinterest. I'm just gonna show you a basic example. And a basic example of what I would do is I would essentially click on where it says, sorry, search for face card or UK black girl aesthetic, for instance. But for the sake of this example, I'll just go on face card because I want to show you something that's quick and simple and easy to replicate, right? Face card, and let's take this one for instance. We're gonna attempt to replicate an image like this. This is our inspiration. Very simple. Not too many details in the background, so it should be fairly simple. And we're gonna head over to Grok. Head over to Grok. We're gonna paste the image on there. I copied and pasted the image, so we're gonna paste it on there. Then we're gonna go ahead and actually, just slap in a prompt that I created. We're just gonna put this prompt in. And what this prompt is gonna do is gonna analyze this picture and it's gonna break everything down. So analyze the provided image and deconstruct its full visual composition into a highly detailed, structured JSON prompt. And if you don't know what JSON prompt is, what it basically does is it breaks or provides a prompt or breaks down an image. No, sorry. Essentially, a JSON prompt is a prompt that is easy for AI to understand, and it gives you the best output. It segments everything down in a way where AI can best understand it, and just provides the best output. So that's what I've been using. That's what I'm used to. You don't have to use it, but I find that it works best for me and my stack. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and see if we can provide a JSON prompt based on the image that we've provided. We've inputted the reference image, as we call it, and see what it comes up with. It might take a while. We're just gonna leave it to do its work. So where are we? Okay, yeah. So there we have it. It's generated a prompt. We're just gonna go ahead and copy the prompt now. And as okay, yeah, just copy everything. And as you can see, I just want to break everything down. This is what makes it a JSON prompt, right? It segments everything down, right? Exact style and aesthetics, camera and framing, shot type. It breaks everything down. That's what separates this from a normal prompt, a normal, natural English prompt, as we'll call it, right? It breaks everything down: subjects, facial features and expressions. It segments in a way where AI can just best make sense of it. and provide and just give you the best output. So we're then just gonna copy this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go paste it into Gemini, right? I've already preset it in 9:16 aspect ratio because that's the aspect ratio we want. Slap it in there, and we're gonna see what it comes up with. Also, guys, make sure you have Gemini Pro. That's something I forgot to mention. So yeah, we're just gonna see what it comes up with. Whilst waiting, I'm just gonna see if I can find the next example to use. I quite like this one. Why is it just giving me bare India love when I put face card in? It's just giving hella India love, India love, India love. I want a better example. Okay, let's see. I might use this one. Might be my next example. Anyways, has the output. Okay. So this is a very interesting one. And it's actually really good because it didn't come out how I wanted it to. But this is why we essentially just amend the prompt so it comes out a bit more accurate to the reference image. So what we can do, this is live problem fixing. We can just come over here and just say into Grok. Okay, generate or sorry, rewrite, because if you say generate, we'll actually start to generate the image inside Grok, which is what we don't want. Rewrite this prompt or this JSON prompt and make it more accurate, right? And guys, you might actually find yourself doing this more times than you need to, more times than you'd like to. Sorry. It doesn't always come out. Image generation, the image doesn't always come out perfect on the first try or the second try or the third try, which is why I have I have multiple ChatGPT accounts and multiple Grok accounts as well, and multiple Gemini accounts, just in case you exceed your limit for the day. But yeah, so let's see. Hopefully this one is a bit more accurate because just look at what it came up. Look what it came up with. It's not. No man, this no man. We want it to be more accurate, right? Okay, let's slap this in and see what we come up with. See what it comes up with. I wanted to hurry up so I can show you guys this example. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Constructing a detailed prompt. When it's doing this, guys, it's actually working. It's actually breaking everything down and seeing if it can make sense of it. Okay, so what it's done, it's made it more it it went ham on realism, but it's still not as accurate as I'd want it to be. So we're gonna do it again, 3 times the charm. Make it exactly like the woman, or should I say, amend this prompt to make it exactly like the woman in the reference image. The reference image, right? Make it as accurate as possible, right? So head, lips, face, the skin features, right? And hair, right? And hopefully the next prompts that it generates should solve the issue. I don't want to waste too much time on it though, so I want to go on to the next image if it doesn't. But it should. This should normally sort it out. If not, I'm gonna have to change the master prompt, which was the first big uh prompt that I put in. This is so annoying because I had to change my master prompt entirely, and I just started afresh with a new image because I just couldn't be bothered. So this image I generated here using this JSON prompt. This JSON prompt, which I generated. See, that's the reference image right here. So I copy this image in, put this image into Grok, put in the master prompt, which is this bad boy here. This master prompt. I have 2 master prompts. I used my first one, which didn't go too, but this is my second master prompt. So which breaks it down into a JSON prompt. I then copied this JSON prompt and I put the JSON prompt into Gemini, which gave me this image. Now, if you look at this image, look at this one, you can tell they're pretty similar, not the same. We're not trying to get it exactly the same. Uh, but yeah, they're pretty similar if you ask me. Now, now, this brings on to the next part. Yeah, we're gonna copy this image, right? It's already pretty realistic. If you want, you could just leave it like that. But we're gonna copy this image and we're gonna put it into ChatGPT. We're gonna put it into ChatGPT and we're gonna ask it to recreate this image because ChatGPT has launched this sort of image feature where you can sort of that essentially their version of of Nano Banana. Their image, their generative image tool. They're trying to up their generative image game. It's one of the most recent updates which I've been just rinsing. But yeah, so you're gonna ask ChatGPT to recreate this image in high resolution, yeah, visible pores and skin, visible pores and skin, 1080p crisp, 1080p quality, make it crisp, right? And make it crisp. Now, oh, spot pause wrong. And make it crisp. Sometimes, if you depend, it depends on what you want. You can also say recreate this image in high resolution from a and use an iPhone 17 Pro Max camera if you want to give it that sort of camera feel because it is a mirror selfie, so you can do that. Or a EOS, a Canon camera, a Hasselblad camera. Essentially, when you're prompting, you need to prompt as if you're a creative director, right? You're a cameraman that knows about cameras. Knowing about cameras makes a world of a difference. If you don't know about cameras or you like the way somebody shoots, you like their particular shooting style, ask it to recreate ask when you're prompting, include that camera inside your prompt, and it'll basically output it as if it was taken with that camera. So yeah, for the purpose of this example, we're just gonna say recreate this image in high resolution, visible pores, visible pores and skin, 1080p quality, and make it crisp. Make it crisp, right? Maximum realism. Realism. Actually, let me just remove that. I'll just say make it crisp, right? And we'll just leave ChatGPT to do its job. We'll leave ChatGPT to do its job, and we'll see the difference. We'll compare. We'll compare. But yeah, essentially that's it, guys. It's not that hard when you get used to it. Let me just show you my master prompts. Where's the master prompts? This is the second master prompt, right? That produced the super detailed JSON prompts. I'm gonna see if I can put in a document for you guys where you guys can just access it. Make it easy for you guys to access and actually play around with it yourselves. Slap it inside Grok with a reference image from Pinterest. It produces the JSON prompt for you, and you slap the JSON prompt into Gemini. So yeah, let's see what ChatGPT is taking its sweet time. Okay, and look what it came up with. So yeah, this output is brilliant. It looks super realistic, and it's entirely what I was aiming for. But if if you observe, you can see the differences, right? So look at the difference between this. Look how clear it came out as opposed to the output on Gemini. Now you don't have to use ChatGPT to upscale. It's something that I actually found about recently, which has been working to my advantage. But they both, to me, they both look pretty realistic to me. Sometimes I don't I opt out of ChatGPT. I just upload it fresh from Gemini. It's all up to you, but you notice that ChatGPT, what it tends to do, in my case anyways, I've noticed it removes the watermark. Because if you notice, Gemini always leave that watermark there, so it actually removes it. But it came out pretty looking pretty good. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna try again with another example. Let's try this one because it's a bit harder to produce because actually, should I really do this example? I want something with a lot of background, right? A lot of background, but I did search in face cards, so let me just do this example, see how it comes out. Yeah, so copied it, we're slapping it inside Grok. Then we're just gonna go ahead and copy the master prompt, yeah? The master prompt. The master prompt. One thing I want you guys to be aware of, yeah? One thing I want you guys to be aware of, yeah? So this is gonna produce the JSON prompt, gonna slap it in here, let it do its job. When you're generating these images, yeah, make sure to include 9:16 aspect ratio, because what that is basically the ratio that's best for the phone format, especially iPhone format. Make sure to include that in your prompts. I put that in the top of my prompt. I said 9:16 aspect ratio, or generate in 9:16 aspect ratio. Make sure to include that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see the prompt. Okay, cool. It's generated our lovely, lovely JSON prompt. Lovely, lovely, lovely JSON prompt. By the way, guys, you see this JSON prompt here, yeah? This prompt here, this master prompt, if you know how long it took for me to actually piece it together, that's a story in its own. Trial and error. Anyways, we're gonna put the JSON prompt into Gemini, right? And what we're gonna include, what I just said, 9:16 aspect ratio, right? Now the aspect ratio will change depending on, for example, if you want to work with a brand and they want to upload the images onto their website, you're obviously gonna have to change the aspect ratio, make it more fitting, right? So cool. But for this example, we'll just say in 9:16 aspect ratio, and we're gonna leave it to do its magic and see how it comes out. See how it comes out. Yeah. But yeah, Pinterest is amazing. We'll just leave it for now. I think the next example I'm gonna try it with a man. Pause. That sounds mad. Or I'll try this one because I like to test the limits. But I think let me try with a guy with a male model and see how that comes out. I might try with this one because everybody says faster. You like women too much. You always do one. I'm gonna show you an example of a guy. Pause. Sounding mad. Let's see the output. Let's see that came out. Okay. Okay, so it's gotten the pose right and the angle right, and it even got the background right. Let's see if it got the hair right. Oh shit. What was the initial I'm all over the place. What was the initial image? Let's just compare. Okay. One thing it didn't get right, it didn't get the skin tone correct. Okay, didn't get the skin tone correct. The rings are a bit different. They're a bit more detailed. And it didn't get, yeah, this is clearly a bit more close up. So it didn't get correct 100%, but you can prompt to change it. You can prompt to change it. So anything that you've observed missing, you can prompt it again.